Just a note before we begin. Earlier this week, my mother passed. Madonna Bell was 91 years young and will be missed by family and friends. This means Sarah and I have to go to Canada this coming weekend, and so there'll be no episode next week. I know you will all understand. Part of my love for TV comes from spending nights with my mom in the rec room of the farm watching network TV detective shows. Today's episode is dedicated to her. Love you all, Maniacs. And if you can, hug or call your mom today. And now, on with the episode.
Hey, Maniacs.
Hey, Maniacs.
It's Mystery Maniacs.
Mystery Maniacs is a comedy recap podcast dedicated to mystery TV. Each week we dig into an episode of the show, including the murders, the mayhem, the loonies, and everything else we love. This week, the Cornish mystery. Season 2, episode 4 of Poirot. I am Mark.
I'm Sarah.
How are we doing? Wow. Did I bring down the episode or what?
It was important, and you did a great job.
It was important. So
last week at the end, I'll bring it up again. Very end. I'll bring the tone up again.
Speaking of ends.
You put a little outtake after the music.
Yes, I did.
In every
As
episode.
I
always do. And last week, you included a little bit of me saying, and my butt is so happy. And I just want to clarify that I was talking about a new seat cushion that I bought that makes my office chair much more comfortable.
She bought me one too, so.
I didn't want people to be concerned about my health or anything.
Both of our butts are much happier.
These cushions are amazing. They're like a little hug for your tushy.
Yep.
And they make my posture better. And my chair at work, though fancy, is awful. And my little cushion makes me very happy.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about. I was like, they're going to think I bought Preparation H or something. I don't want anybody to think that. It's just a cushion. It's a cushion.
Boy, there's a maniac on Reddit this week. This fellow maniac has gone through all the episodes of Midsomer to find every instance of the fox making the fox sound.
That's amazing.
And recorded them in a text file.
I want the sound file, though.
It'd
be like,
It made me very happy. Like Palpatine.
How long did that take?
Palpatine having Luke Skywalker join the dark side. It was fantastic.
It's definitely a one of us moment.
Yes.
But I really want to know why he did it. Like, what made him want to do that?
What I would suggest is not why he would do that, but if he's not doing a job in which data science and data collection and archiving are his job, he should be doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's like the woman who did the timeline. It's incredible, you know? And
Absolutely.
It's like the history of Midsomer County.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yep.
And that's what she does.
That's what she does.
And if he's not doing that for a living, he ought to be, because, wow.
Yeah.
It's like my spreadsheet of the severity of the murder and by village to see if there are villages where people are more vicious when they kill each other.
Another good thing we heard about this week is that the Thursday Murder Club is officially in production. So this is Richard Osman's book.
Mm-hmm. His book series.
Yeah. And this cast is stellar. So it has Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Celia Ermy.
You don't even have to be a nerd to know who most of those people are.
Yeah. Well, Celia Imrie is the woman who liked to have sex while her husband was out walking on the moors and taping it.
She played the really bad lady in the Harry Potter movies, right?
No? Different lady.
Different sexual deviant in Midsomer.
The whole county. And we heard that on a new podcast that we've started listening.
You mean the episode where he likes to listen?
Yeah, where he likes to listen.
Oh, okay.
Richard Osman has a podcast called The Rest is Entertainment with a woman named Marina Hyde. It is all Greenland all the time.
Yeah, it's all behind the scenes stuff.
They went into in-depth in how your television channels show up in that listing and the numbers and the importance of the numbers and something called slot trading.
Yeah.
which you have to say very carefully.
Where networks pay to have a certain station channel number in a market. Like, so it's interesting.
So if you're interested,
that's not what it's about. That's just the kind of stuff they know.
Yeah, especially British TV and movies.
Yeah.
They're on the button of that. Also this week, wow, you want to cause a stir on Facebook? You put some warnings on the front of Midsomer. Wow.
So UK TV has put a warning message before an episode of Midsomer plays.
Yes,
right?
Violence, nudity, drug use, murder.
Which it's all accurate.
It's got murder in the title.
Yeah, it's all accurate. And they're doing it for all shows, not just Midsomer, but people are upset about that.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with Midsomer and nothing to do with a particular episode of Midsomer.
What's wrong with warning people about what's in the episode?
There's nothing wrong with it. People.
But, what do people think is wrong with it?
People are like, oh, it's politically correct that you have to have warnings. The show's called Murder.
Yeah.
You have a warning at the beginning.
Yeah.
They're just doing it for all shows. And sometimes you're like watching a show and out of nowhere something happens and you're like, I would have liked a little trigger there beforehand.
Yeah.
Because there have been things that we've watched where as soon as it happened, I'm reaching for the remote because I know you or I are going to go, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done with this. And I wouldn't have watched it if I'd known about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, people need to relax.
And finally, another thing making... the thing is, there was an article in The Guardian about it, quoting the Daily Mail. And it was all wrapped up in the election. It was like, now that there's a Labour government, this thing is happening. I was like, the
overnight?
Daily Mail is a horrible thing. Okay.
All you have to do is look at their website to know they're trashy.
Yes,
come on.
They are completely trashy. Another thing to get old people upset is they're redoing Bergerac. And boy, do they have a tall drink of water playing the new Bergerac character.
Oh, he's handsome.
He's incredibly handsome.
I think he'll do a great job.
But of course, the Daily Mail article about it has
John Nettles on it.
John Nettles is the picture. Because
that's all anybody wants to see.
Yeah. I look forward to the new Bergerac. I didn't watch the old Bergerac. I should have. It's got all sorts of people we love in it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we would love it.
Well, Annette Badland is his secretary.
Yeah. So I'm sure we would absolutely love it. And I look forward to the new one. Endeavor, when Endeavor started, we were sus. Mm-hmm. We were totally sus. We were like, Morse is Morse, Lewis is Lewis, and what is this thing?
Yeah.
And then it is its own thing, and it's part of the trilogy, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's good in different ways.
My only critique of Morse is that it's dark. It's heavy. Endeavor yes, compared to Morse.
Yeah, I can't watch the last episode of Endeavor. I'm like, I watch like 20 minutes at a time because not only is it like all these familiar faces are back, but also you're like, is Thursday going to die?
Yeah.
Is he going to die? Is he dead yet? No. Okay. So if you've seen it, I hope you enjoy it. I will eventually get through it. But I know Sarah will never watch it.
No, I don't need that. I don't need sad, upset.
Yeah.
In my mental palace, those characters live on and are happy.
Also, we're going to try something new in the next couple of episodes. We would like you to ask us some questions about TV or movie entertainment that are in the vein of creative questions.
Because I think they would be fun for us to answer and then fun for you to share your answers too.
Yes, I completely agree. Much in the vein of the what are you watching videos that I make. So the first question, we're not answering this question today.
No.
So we'll give you time to think about it. You got 2 weeks, right? The next episode, which will be released on the 29th of June, we will have the question, who would you like to see guest star in the next Midsomer season? Mm-hmm. Of all the current people, right? It's got to be a current people. It can't be like Christopher Lee. Like Christopher
Not dead people.
Not dead people.
living
actual
actors.
person that could be on that. Now,
it's not fantasy Midsomer.
Now, the second thing is Sarah and I are going to keep our answers from each other. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be surprises.
Yeah. So you won't know what I came up with until we share them on the recording.
So we'll have a couple of those. If you have questions in that vein, especially questions that are creative, right? It's like the magical TV question. It's like, what if TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a factual question you'd like us to try to find the answer to and that you haven't been able to find, of course send them along. But I kind of hope that this kind of spurs discussions and gets people talking about.
We'll put a post with our answers out in the social medias, including the Reddit and stuff like that, for you all to discuss, and as well on the community tab and YouTube and all that good stuff. By the way, YouTube. We have 1,488 followers on YouTube right now. Are there not 12 people who have not followed us?
We've had this conversation before at other points.
I know. 12 people.
Are you ready to talk about the Cornish mystery?
Do you know 12 people?
Are you ready to talk about the Cornish mystery?
Yes, I'm ready to talk about the Cornish mystery. Air date, the 28th of January, 1990. Edward Bennett directed it. It says in IMDb that Clive Exton wrote it, but this, like, when I read the short story this week, and I was like, this is the screenplay. Mm-hmm. Like, it is.
It doesn't deviate.
It doesn't deviate at all. Really, Agatha Christie writes this episode.
Yeah.
And importantly, written in 22 and 23.
Yeah.
Because this relates to a real case.
Yeah. And I've mentioned this before. Obviously, Agatha Christie was infatuated with crime of all kinds and had been for a long time. But this story in particular mirrors a real life case extremely closely that was happening almost contemporaneously to when she was writing. It's like she saw the news coverage of this case and went, what if it ended differently? I'm going to write that.
Completely.
And keep almost everything else the same. So the case I'm talking about is one that people refer to as the Dandelion Poisoner. It's the case of Herbert Armstrong, who was a solicitor who was convicted of killing his wife and executed for killing his wife he's called the Dandelion Poisoner because it was weed killer that he supposedly fed her and killed her. That happened. The murder happened in 21. He was convicted in 22. And this story comes out in 23. If you want to know more about that connection, there's a really great podcast. It's just a 3-episode limited podcast called Agatha Christie and the Dandelion Poisoner. You should find it. The guy who hosts it, Joe Nocera, he's a really good host. He does a ton of research, interviews.
I try to find a link and put it in the show notes.
It's really good. If you have Amazon Prime or an Audible membership, it's definitely on there.
Okay.
I've not looked for it other places because that's where I listen to it. And there have been at least 5 books written about the Armstrong case.
Yeah.
And
this is in Wales, right?
Most arguing that he was innocent.
Yeah.
He was railroaded. But Christie was definitely reading the coverage. It was front page every day, multiple times a day in every paper for a year and a half.
Yeah.
It would have been definitely top of mind to her.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's a lot of similarities.
Poor Poirot. He is sad. He is
in the rain and he is sad.
He is sad because...
Meanwhile, Hastings does Lamaze.
He is in the rain.
He's back there.
Well...
trying to have a baby or something.
I think is doing yoga.
Yeah.
I think. In his sweater vest.
He does everything in his sweater vest.
I know. The liver is the key. And Hastings is no fan of that T-Son.
Miss Lemon says there's a woman outside pacing around who clearly wants to talk to him but won't come in. And before Miss Lemon goes out to talk to her, he lives in a 10-story building with 4 units on every floor at least. How does Miss Lemon know that this woman wants to talk to Poirot? She could be looking for anybody on that block.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, if somebody wants to talk to somebody, obviously it's Poirot.
Now, this episode is by the book, and so I think they've let David Suchet and
Hugh Fraser
off the hook here a little bit.
They have so much fun.
Because they do nothing but screw with everybody in this episode. I am not devouring strange ladies today.
Not today.
That's fantastic.
Well, Mrs. Pengelly is so inconsiderate to make them come out in the rain.
But there's a nice shot of the umbrellas.
I do like the overhead shot of the 3 umbrellas, but Poirot then realizes that he's too short and just walks between them without his umbrella furled.
Yes. And she does a great job of explaining everything. It's a great exposition scene. If you need an example of an exposition scene that works, because she gives you a ton of information, but because she's in danger and she implies that right away, you are riveted to that information.
And so is Poirot, because
Yeah.
he's dismissed a lot of people who come to him with cases like this.
Yeah.
But it's clear that she's scared. She's in danger one way or the other. And he and Hastings are willing to travel 5 hours by train to get to Cornwall.
Well, this is so
And that's today's train speeds.
the biggest problem we have with this episode, because this episode is fantastically tight other than this, is why does she come to Poirot? Why doesn't she call Poirot?
Or someone closer to home who might be able to help.
There has to be.
And maybe she has.
Yeah.
And they've dismissed her. Certainly anybody in town where she lives would have dismissed her like, Dr. Adams, I just want to punch him.
Yes.
Every time he's on screen, I just want to slap him.
And I got to tell you, a yellow-haired hussy shows up in town. Everybody knows about that. A smart
She
girl.
hardly has a name. She's the Hussey.
We'll get to her. And Hastings' relationship with her.
He has hussy dumbness. As soon as he sees a hussy, he's like,
So
my tooth hurts.
they leave at, she leaves at 5 and they leave the next day. And this is perfect Poirot drama because when they arrive, they find out that she's dead and
Poirot loses his shit.
he is not pleased.
He contains it just long enough to get out of the house, which is a house in mourning.
Yeah.
And then he loses it.
They just go in the house because there's crying.
Just walk in.
Yes. And wander. Like they have to go through a couple of rooms first.
In here. She's in here.
Yeah.
The poor maid.
And then she's like, here's some more explanation.
Yeah.
Dr. Adams, he's on the other end of the high street. Go see him.
Yeah. Go see him.
And this is great to this point because if you forget you're in the first 10 minutes of an episode, you're like, oh, the husband's guilty as sin. Mm-hmm. Right.
I really like going back to Mrs. Pengelly explaining the case to them in the rain when they ask about whether Jacob Radnor and her niece
He's just a
Frida
friend.
have any relationship.
He's just a friend.
None at all.
None at all. He's just a friend.
Like, that was a little...
I didn't notice that the first time, but wow, she is like, that's my Jacob.
She doth protest too much.
Yes, definitely. It couldn't be him. He wouldn't poison his grandmother's dog. What does that mean? We golf, so clearly he wouldn't poison anyone.
But it is not the dog of Madame Pengelly's grandmother that has been poisoned. Poirot is about to snap.
So
Will you let me talk? Well, I'd like to think I'm a good listener. Okay, Dr. Adams, worst doctor ever.
yeah, a doctor who lacks doubt is not a doctor. I absolutely agree.
Can you imagine going to see him and trying to explain how you were feeling?
I know it's
He'd
irritating.
just talk over
Yeah,
you.
I know it's irritating going to our doctor who is very good, but is a little come see, come saw sometimes, but he has to be.
Yeah. So Mrs. Pengelly has been eating gruel
Yes.
because of her stomach complaint.
Yes.
What is gruel?
I'm kind of scared with, well, gruel is like a liquidy, soupy, not hot, not cold mess that apparently is easy to digest.
That's what you think of when you hear gruel.
Or something you feed Oliver.
What's in it?
Please, sir, can I have some more?
What would you guess is in it?
There is white stuff. It's in my mind, it's very brothy with flecks of white stuff that might be fat, maybe. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
So
I think of it like bouillon.
bouillon is broth.
Mm-hmm.
I went looking for recipes for gruel that were contemporary to when this was written. And I found...
Did you find any famous people have recipes?
No.
No, what's his name? The British guy.
There's no Gordon Ramsay gruel recipe from the 1920s.
No Gordon Ramsay gruel recipe.
Not even Julie.
It's gruel! Yeah, that's what you asked me to make.
That's what you asked me to make. No, these are more like better housekeeping recipes for like things to feed your kids when their tummies are upset.
Okay.
Or when the flu pandemic was going around, there were a ton of recipes for the influenza victims of things that were comforting and safe to eat, inexpensive to make.
Nutritious, but not delicious.
Yeah, like really unseasoned. I found 3.
Okay.
I would like to present them to you, and you choose which of the 3 you would be most willing to eat.
Okay.
If you must eat one of these,
Okay.
which one would you eat?
We'll call these A, B, or C.
Yes.
Okay.
So recipe A starts with oatmeal
Okay.
that is cooked in beef broth until it is completely dissolved. The goal is to not see any of the oat flakes at all.
Okay.
And it should be the consistency of thin tapioca.
Oh.
But it is oats and beef.
Already with the rice.
No rice.
Poirot doesn't like the rice.
That's the first one.
Okay.
The second one is barley or lentils cooked in water, not broth, water, again, until they are completely broken down and of uniform consistency. And you can put a little bit of treacle in it when it's done.
Okay. Which is
like molasses.
Yeah.
Because, the sugar.
Okay.
So barley or lentils with treacle and water.
Or oatmeal in the broth.
Yeah.
Okay.
The third one
I'm worried about 3 here.
uses stale bread
Okay.
soaked in a mix of lard and broth
Okay.
at like a low simmer, again, until the bread is completely dissolved into it.
Yep.
And then milk is added.
Ooh.
All 3 of these are to be consumed at room temperature.
Of course, at room temperature.
So are you going with the oats, the barley or lentils, or the bread?
So two things. One, anyone who knows me for long enough understands that I am extreme about my food. I like cold food.
To be cold and
I
hot
like
food to be really hot.
Hot food to be hot. Don't like lukewarm food.
No.
Okay? So
This
already,
is to be body temperature at most.
already, I'm not there. Second of all, I have a story because my father used to make this thing called barley soup. Both of my parents now passed. The world is a better place for the food that they cooked.
I like
not being in it.
like beef barley soup.
I do too. I do not like the way my father cooked it. Because he used water, not beef broth.
Oh.
And I remember asking him why he did not use beef broth.
Or chicken broth or vegetable broth, something with some flavor in it.
And he said it tasted too beefy. And that's the entire
You mean it
point
has flavor?
of beef.
Ah!
He would get it at restaurants and then try to recreate it at home and did not do well. So I've kind of almost eaten 2. B. We're all over the place with the letters and numbers here. So I'm going to say that is the one I would eat, but I would throw it in the microwave.
Yeah, I think that's because to me, that one is like either like split pea or beef and barley.
Yeah.
That's just really overcooked so that it's lost all of its texture. Split pea soup loses a lot of its texture, and I love it. So I'd be willing to eat that.
So now this is the point where we say this is a spoiler podcast.
But if you put weed killer in it, probably it doesn't add to the flavor.
This man knows his wife is upset.
Yeah.
This man knows his wife is sick.
Yeah.
This man is making her meals.
Yeah.
He is a good man.
He is.
He's trying.
Does he get engaged a little too fast after she dies?
It's a little too fast, but people grieve in different ways.
I think he is having an affair.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you know that scene where the Hussey is in the shadow? She's Shadow Hussey.
Yes.
And he walks past her.
Shadow Hussey is now in the name of the episode.
He's saying, "Not now, Shadow Hussey.
I think so.
No one can see us together yet,
I
Shadow
think so.
Hussey."
I think so.
And she retreats into the shadow.
But he doesn't deserve to die for having a Shadow Hussey.
With her hussiness.
Yes.
And her white smock.
Speaking of, the next day, Poirot and Hastings go to the surgery.
And Hastings meets the Hussey.
Well, first of all, No, before that, and it's very subtle, They come in and Poirot doesn't know what's going on. He's trying to figure out who's there and who's not there. And Hastings raises a hand to him. Like he says, it's a woman. I'll handle this.
Yeah. I think he's saying there's somebody in that room in the surgery.
Yeah.
Let me check it out. Hastings is very much the muscle in this episode.
Oh, I agree with that.
Like, he single-handedly prevents Radnor from leaving that hotel room by standing there.
Yeah. And Radnor, who is pretty broad-shouldered, could probably give him a run for his money.
Yeah.
But
chooses not to because Hastings is so intimidating with his one eyebrow cocked. Really?
So Hastings goes into the surgery and loses his mind.
Oh, my tooth. I have a toothache. No? Oh, I'll come back in 6 weeks.
And I'm like, is that the girl from the Primitives video? If you don't know the Primitives, it's a UK band from the 80s with one hit song called Crash.
Hush, hush your mouth.
Yes.
Na, 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 na. That's it.
Yep, that song. Mm-hmm. I'll put a link to it in the show notes.
They look like twins.
Boy, she looks like her. I was like,
and it's not just hair. Like,
I'll make a joke that they look alike.
Look the same.
And then I went and watched the video, and I was like, whoa, they look a lot alike.
So much that you had to check to make sure it wasn't her.
Yes, it's not Tracy, the lead singer from the Primitives.
He's got hussy dumbness.
He does. Hussy dumbness.
The shadow hussy.
Shadow hussy dumbness.
Evokes dumbness in Hastings. It's not hard to evoke dumbness in Hastings. I looked up hussy because I didn't know where it came from.
Yes.
And this is confusing.
Okay.
According to the OED, as early as 1470, hussy meant housewife.
Oh.
So like a German, like Hus.
Like
so it was,
lady of the house?
Yeah, so it was just short for just a housewife. It had no positive or negative connotation. But then by the 1530s, it's a term for an impertinent, sexually loose young woman. So contemporaneously, it meant both just a housewife and a loose, impertinent young woman, which must have been confusing.
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying about my wife?
Don't take your hussy to Germany. She'll meet the hussy.
Like, are you calling my wife a hussy? No. Yes.
And again, even though likely in an affair with the dentist, is sad for him. His wife has died.
He's clearly sad. And the actor who plays Edward Pengelly, his name is Jerome Willis. He was in Midsomer season 2, episode 4, Blood Will Out. Mm-hmm. He has these incredible, really deep set eyes that just look sad.
Yeah, he's a really good actor.
Yeah. Mrs. Pengelly, by the way, Amanda Walker, she's in 2 episodes of Midsomer.
Of course
she's in Dead Man's 11 and Tainted Fruit.
I know she was in Dead Man's 11.
They ripen by their own corruption.
They go back to town, which is kind of like old-timey town.
They take a 5-hour train trip back in time. They get to Polgarwith and ride a horse and wagon to their hotel.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of amazed that Poirot's willing to do. In the rain, too.
Yeah.
And I guess they didn't have a choice. There are cars there,
yeah.
But there's also an incredible number of bakers.
Yes.
With bread and baskets just loitering, men and women. And those 2 really scowly farm workers.
Yeah, they're very scary.
They're like...
Hastings uses them later on.
No, the original 2. One is really short and one is really tall. And they're like, I got a corduroy jacket on and I hate you.
And again, tons of people.
You're not from around here.
And a location.
Yeah, it's a beautiful town.
Now that location is Dunster.
Oh, so Polgarwith is made up?
Yes.
Okay.
But it isn't. It's on the, where Wales has the bay that comes in at the bottom, where Cornwall kind of juts out. Mm-hmm. It's right at the top of that bay, making it an incredibly important place in both civil wars and other conflicts in England, which is why there's a castle there. It's
a beautiful little town. Yeah. What is that building in the middle of the square?
Funny you ask. I did.
Because I thought it was a well, but then there's people standing inside of it.
No. It is that building.
Is it where they used to burn the witches?
No.
Okay.
No. That building was built in 1609 and repaired in 1647. It is a yarn market.
Oh.
So it sits in the
Did
middle.
they have sheep around there?
Yeah,
Lots and lots of sheep, I bet.
Sits in the middle of the street as a monument to its trade. Before it was built, most buying and selling was done in the open air, but the English weather being what it is, they had occasions that the trading was halted because of bad weather.
Wet wool is unpleasant.
Yep. So the sellers banded together for the quality and security of their goods, and the yarn market was built for this. Now, if you go on the Google Maps and look at this place, they had to change a lot of that town to be period correct.
Swap out signs.
Signs and all sorts of things.
Because like Radnor's store is right there on the square, and the ads on the store windows are
If you notice, this is real Greenland, but if you notice, they always shoot up from below the yarn market up, because where they're walking behind the yarn market, it's a big parking lot. So there's all these stuff written on the road.
So they have to
go
the other direction.
Hide it.
All I know is that there are these kind of shin height stones around the yarn market pavilion that just look like tripping hazards.
Yeah, I think.
But I mean, they prevent
there.
cars from running into it. But every time, like when Japp's out there, I'm like, don't trip.
And the castle is called Dunster Castle, of course.
You can see it almost in every shot. It's up on a hill at the end of the high street.
And that's only the gatehouse. Most of the castle itself has been destroyed over years. It was a medieval castle. But if you go to the Wikipedia page or any page on Dunster Castle, it is like the standard French castle built in England.
Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
let me ask you a question. Get your opinion on this. I know what I think. I want to know what you think. It's very clear that Radnor has his eyes on Frida, right? They're engaged now.
Yeah.
We also know that he was sweet-talking Mrs. Pengelly.
Well, Poirot accuses him of more than that.
Yes. Of making love to her. That just means being sweet on her. Sweet nothing's romantic.
It doesn't mean
sex.
Okay.
No. You could make love to somebody by writing them love notes and being romantic towards them. Okay. Yeah. It's a common misunderstanding of that term in that age. Anyway, Jacob obviously didn't have real feelings.
No. I don't think he has real feelings for anybody.
For
but
Frida
himself.
either?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think he was actually, quote, making love to both of them at the same time?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
So when Frida left the house, it was because she and Mrs. Pengelly finally had a confrontation over who Jacob actually cared about.
Yeah.
So he really was sweet on both of them at the same time.
I absolutely think he was. And he knew at that point in time that he had to do something because he was going to lose out on both chances.
Yeah.
So he had to kill her then. That's the inciting incident.
And he needed to talk Frida into leaving.
Yeah.
It's not
because if they're not in the same house, it's easier.
It's not a big house.
No.
And Frida lived there.
Yeah.
The fact that he was flirty with both of them, I mean, that's impressive that they just now kind of picked up on it.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Pengelly must have been bad at hiding the way she felt about Jacob because Frida noticed.
Yeah. She was absurd and unpleasant.
It's such close quarters.
Yeah. What's the question you have for me?
Well, that was my question did he wait until Mrs. Pengelly died and then start to comfort Frida and come on to Frida and they get engaged because she's sad and she turns to him? Or was he actually putting the moves on both of them at the same time under the same roof?
I think.
Because Frida seems very naive to me.
Yeah. I think he was putting the moves on both of them at the same time.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think he could have done that for very long.
Let's have a funeral and
what
will
must
reading.
Mr. Pengelly have thought of that?
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy?
Well, he's busy.
Why is he hanging around my house?
Busy with his Hussey.
His Hussey? Shadow Hussey.
Let's have a funeral and a will reading all at the same time.
So I'm confused about the will. Frida gets 2,000 pounds in a trust when she's 40?
Yeah.
The lawyer says until she's 40, which I think means the money is held in a trust until she turns 40 and then she gets it.
And then she gets it. It's like a retirement savings.
Okay. That's That's unusual, isn't it? For it to be that old, like 25, 30, or until she's married.
Until she's married. Yeah.
But 40 is like...
Yeah, it's weird.
Why do you think she did that?
I think she's getting back at her because I think she was pissed at her for stepping out on her man.
So if that's the case, then Mrs. Pengelly changed her will recently, decided not to take money away from Frida, but to change when she would get it.
Yeah.
And in the Armstrong case, the real case, she also changed her will.
Right beforehand?
Right before she died.
Oh,
yeah.
See? Yeah, I think it's...
But she's got $20,000 in bonds. That's a lot of money.
That's a bunch of money.
A bunch of money.
That's more than Poirot's bank account.
That's like $200,000 at least.
Yep.
If not more. In the autumn of a woman's life, there comes always one mad moment when she longs for romance, for adventure, before it is too late. Am I in the autumn of my life?
I don't know. Are you having mad moments?
I don't know. Am I?
I think we have wonderful romance.
I'm wondering if some of our listeners have had mad moments. We are all of an age. I'm going to take up paragliding. Woohoo!
I don't know if you want to be like, what's going on? I'm like, well, it's all these ladies on social media telling me about their mad moments. Not sure that's going to go over all that well.
I'm okay with that. And Poirot puts a stake in the ground. He says, we're going to see him in the dock within a month, and we're going to have to come and save him. He calls it.
But he goes, nothing we can do here. Let's go home.
For right now, there's nothing they can do.
Yep.
They got to let it play out. They have to let Japp, the only detective in all of the UK, come 5 hours by train
to dig up the body with the Muppets.
To exhume the body with the Muppets. The gravedigger's voice sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, heave. That's what he sounds like.
It's Kermit.
It sounds like Kermit the Frog. No, more Fozzie Bear, I think. 1, 2,
3,
heave. They should have had the count.
Yeah.
1 heave. 2. Meanwhile, Japp is standing there drinking tea at a graveside. Seems a little disrespectful to me.
Okay, if
then
you understand.
He pulls the mug away from his face, and I look at him, I'm like, Japp's a Muppet. Look at that mustache. He's got the nose, he's totally a Muppet.
Heave. But Japp, consistently, this is vacation for him. He's away from his wife.
Yep.
He's away from all the people, his boss.
It's an easy case.
It's an easy case. It's open and shut. He's out of there.
And he doesn't even know Poirot has ever been involved. And when
that look, when they show up, he's like, so Hastings shows Japp in the courtroom.
Yeah.
But Japp doesn't see
them because they're up in the galley.
Yeah.
Right? In the gallery.
And then outside, he runs into them and he's like, oh.
No, he sees them for the first time in the pub, doesn't he?
Oh.
When they sit down at his table.
So
he's like, you.
So
he's just sitting there eating his plowman's lunch in peace, having a little pint, happy as can be.
On his wee table.
On his little low table. I think they reused the finger sandwiches from the will reading at the pub. But it's the same sandwiches.
So
good ham.
This is the start of Hastings and Poirot screwing with Japp the entire rest of the episode. So Hastings sits down without even asking or looking.
Saying hello. Just picks up a sandwich.
Just picks up a sandwich and goes, nice ham.
Yes.
Just like, we're here now.
Yeah.
You thought you had an easy case. Nope.
Can't I just have one little murder case to myself?
No.
Poor Japp.
Poor Japp.
And, we missed something.
Oh, yes, we missed the I Ching.
How can we skip the each? Is it each? I say I Ching.
It's I Ching.
The I Ching.
So while they're back in London, we need them to do something.
Yes.
And what they do.
I love that Hastings and Miss Lemon are like friends.
Yes.
And they get up to things together. They do stock trading. They do I Ching together.
They're doing the I Ching. And I love how Hastings is like, oh, we're doing the I Ching. And Miss Lemon's like, no, we're not.
Yeah,
we're not doing anything.
Well, she's at work.
Yes.
She's being paid to be there, and Poirot just thinks they're cute.
Yes.
So if you don't know what the I Ching is, if you've never seen it, it's an ancient Confucian fortune-telling device, basically, in a book form, where you toss 3 coins, you toss them 6 times, and you note heads or tails, and then that gets translated into short and long lines, right? So kind of like Morse code, but without the dots.
Yeah, it reads as another way.
Yeah, you can throw sticks of different lengths, right? Or with different symbols on them. Then you use that to look up the appropriate passage in the book.
Yes.
Right? So Hastings folds out the table from the front of the book to look up the series that they've rolled and then goes to the appropriate passage in the book.
Yeah.
You can now do this online. The I Ching is online. Yes. You can even flip the coins virtually and get it. You ask a question.
Yes. It's like tarot that you come to it with a question.
Yeah. So I found the I Ching online and I typed in, should we get another dog?
Oh. I have an answer for you.
And I let it virtually flip the coins for me.
Yes.
And it went to a passage that made no sense whatsoever to the question. It was like, you are strong of will and your life is smooth and orderly and will remain so, which either means your life is crazy enough and you got it sort of under control, don't mess with it, or even another dog wouldn't put you off. You're fine. You got it.
Yeah.
It just depends how you want to read it.
So before we got a dog, Sarah really wanted a dog, and I said no. And I felt really bad about this. So I wrote her a letter about all the reasons why we shouldn't have a dog.
And this is before Fanny.
This is before
our first dog.
And Sarah agreed with at least a couple of the reasons. But then we bought a house, and Sarah's like, we have a house now. We're getting a dog. Which is complete.
I understood your reasons, and I sympathized with them.
Yeah.
They weren't stupid reasons. They were real reasons.
And getting a house solved
But a lot of them were solved by buying a house. So I bought a house so we could get a dog. Done. Check.
And now, of course, 2 dogs in. The dogs adore me.
You are their favorite person no matter what.
Like, Olive sits in my lap at night.
You're the only one
at me,
longingly looking up at you, and you're the only one she actually likes. Sleeps at your feet all night with her head on your feet all night.
Yep.
She is your baby, whether you like it or not.
So I think that Sarah wants another dog because she's
maybe this one will like me.
Under the impression that another dog may like her, but that's not going to happen.
I think the reason why Christie puts the I Ching in here, assuming it's in the original story, is it? Okay. Is that it's timely. So the I Ching was first translated from Chinese to English in like 1876.
And this is super popular Orientalism at the time.
By Canon Thomas McClatchy. But he did that in Hong Kong. He was a monk.
Yeah.
It wasn't widely published. But around the time when this was written, this German Chinese translator translated it, and it became incredibly popular. That's what really brought it into like pop culture, and it had just come into like pop culture in Europe.
And it was a fun fortune-telling thing.
It was a fun thing
like
at parties.
Parlor game.
Yeah, at parties.
And these things go in cycles. In the 80s, there was a I Ching book released, and that was super popular because of it.
Well, 10 pairs of tortoises cannot oppose him. The man in the scarlet knee bands is coming.
Scarlet knee bands?
Do you know why it says scarlet knee bands? Chinese princes wore scarlet knee bands.
Oh, okay.
Like wrapped around the lower part of their pants, around their calf.
Yeah.
And only they could wear scarlet ones. It's like purple in European royalty. Red was the color of royalty.
Okay, cool.
But the 10 tortoises just make me think of Poirot battling the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Are you heroes in a half shell?
Turtle power. Yeah. I just think they would come to fight Poirot for whatever reason, and Hastings would be like, dudes, you're awesome. Can I be your friends? So, of course, Dr. Pengelly gets arrested, so they have to go back to get him out.
And at this point, I become a meme because I become Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV in the meme because they say the name of the episode.
Yeah, it's a Cornish mystery. It's the headline in the paper.
Yeah.
Speaking of the paper, when Poirot's reading the paper on the train, when they're heading back to save Mr. Pengelly, on the back of the paper, there's this big whole page story about UK agriculture that has this amazing illustration of a field that has all these call outs for innovations that have been taking place in agriculture.
Oh, that's super
So it's
cool.
like an annotated illustration.
I can't believe I missed that.
I can't either. But what caught my eye is at the very top of the paper, next to like the title and the date and everything, is an ad for military pickles.
Military pickles. Give me some of those military pickles.
It really should be called relish, like plumber's relish in a sauce for the goose in Midsomer.
Okay.
It's got cucumbers and cauliflower and
like a Chardonnay kind of?
Yeah, but more chopped up.
And
it has a bit of sweetness to it too. It's got some raisins in it, more like a chutney kind of.
Wow, you're really selling this.
But it's called military pickle.
Can I put some in my gruel?
Well, the ad itself says only a small amount
in your gruel
makes every meal more piquant. I don't know if piquant is what I want.
I'm okay with it not being piquant.
You don't want military pickle? I thought I'd order some. They still make it.
No. Ugh. No. I'd rather have pies like at the end of the episode again. Let's
talk about the second best scene in this episode, which is the hotel room scene.
Oh, boy. So this episode has, what are we going to do? There's a trial. What's
it seems
going
inevitable
on?
that Pengelly is going to go to their dock. Yeah.
Here's the end.
Yeah. Well,
Come back to my room and have a sherry.
They swoop in and rescue him.
Yeah.
And
now, where do you think Poirot knows what's going on?
When does he know?
Yeah.
I think he knows when they read the will.
Oh, I think before that.
Oh.
When they go visit the niece and Radnor's waiting for them outside of her place and he invites them into the shop, Poirot is on the list.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that, because he is unwilling to let things just happen. He's too heavy-handed in trying to throw them off.
And he's the star witness. He's trying way too hard.
Well, he tells them in his shop, he says, I know he's guilty, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want, bad publicity and scandal.
Yeah, Poirot's
so you shouldn't either.
Yeah, whatever.
And the only motive he would have is that he wants things to play out without Poirot's intervention.
And so we've said in different episodes that there's nobody else but this person. Now, there is other people. It could be the maid.
Yep.
Could be the Hussey.
The Hussey couldn't slip into the house and poison the gruel.
It seems weird. But the way he comes to knowing it's Radnor is logical and reasonable. Mm-hmm. But he's right. He has no proof.
No.
So he has to trick him.
But Radnor's easy to break.
Yeah. Radnor gives up, like, stop, or I'll say stop again. Oh, okay.
Well, they won't let him leave.
Yeah.
He's written the confession letter for him. And as soon as they say, well, we're going to tell on you, or you can sign this and get a 24-hour lead. He's like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, I did it.
But the clincher is Hastings' brilliance.
Hastings goes from brilliant to dumbass to brilliant to dumbass.
Yeah, he's like a pendulum swinging back and forth. And you see these two guys out by the bread barn in the middle of the square, the yarn market.
The yarn barn.
When they're going in the hotel, Hastings has to squeeze between them because they don't get out of his way.
That is brilliant visual storytelling.
What is their Chekhov? What is it?
Chekhov's.
They're Chekhov's
street dudes.
Bread vendors.
Yes.
Yeah. They're like, these two guys are going to be important.
Yeah.
They're not going to move.
Yes.
Obviously, they'll still be there. Well, these two guys down in the street are going to keep an eye on you. They're going to tail you. Go ahead
and they look up just at the right moment. Oh, it's so good.
And Poirot doesn't know.
No.
Just like Hastings doesn't know what Poirot's going to do.
They're improvising and work so well off each other.
It's perfect.
And then Hastings tells the lawyer, but you have to give him 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. It swung the other way.
Yep. He's back in dumbass.
And the lawyer and Poirot are like,
what?
What? Like, is he trying to be honorable? What? Like, of course, we're not really going to give him 24 hours. He's probably still in his shop emptying his till.
Yeah.
Before he goes on the run.
Yeah.
So that's the second best scene in the episode as far as I'm concerned. But the very best scene is the end.
Yes.
Japp and his hand pie, and he's so happy.
He's so happy.
And Poirot just doesn't.
Lets him be happy.
He just doesn't have him in him to ruin it.
It's braver to admit defeat.
My God.
And Hastings almost loses it there.
He's standing there like, what? Okay.
Again.
They get in that wagon and the cop comes running up and like Japp literally shakes his fist and goes, Poirot! He's got his pie in one hand and he's shaking his fist with the other hand. Like, it's so good. It's so perfect. You want me to just let him get off Scottish free?
He confessed to that French gentleman. Japp knows right then.
He knows. And he has those buggy eyes and that big mustache. Yeah. And he's like, what?
Heave.
So that is the Cornish mystery. Yes. I have a bad movie for you.
Oh, we don't have a best corpse because we don't actually get to see a corpse.
Nope. And after the credits, I mean, they easily catch Radner and Frida's going to feel stupid.
I hope the dentist and the Hussey
are happy.
Yeah.
They're engaged. She clearly cares for him.
It wasn't a good marriage. She was all in Radner's business. Mm-hmm. So, I hope he's happy.
Yeah. And he's definitely going to be vindicated and get his reputation back.
The Hussey cares for him.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
That's why she's in the shadows and sinks back into the shadows because she respects him and understands.
Yes. The Shadow Hussey.
Are you ready for a horrible movie?
Oh, lay it on me.
Man, this is a good one. So Derek Benfield, who plays Dr. Adams.
Yes.
The dick doctor.
Yes.
Is in this movie.
He's not a doctor of dicks. He's a dick who's a doctor.
Yeah. It's a 1975 film. Right up your alley.
Right up my alley.
Here's the summary for you. Something is wrong with Gino and Lucy Carlessi's new baby. He seems to possess an otherworldly, almost demonic strength. And no, this is not a Hammer film. As a string of bizarre incidents and wet nurse's strange deaths send shivers down the spine, the worried parents turn to Lucy's obstetrician, the cryptic Dr. Finch, for help, only to realize that the baby's abnormal energy grows stronger by the minute. It's up to Gino's nun sister, Albana, to take over and try to expel the evil forces that reside in the seemingly innocent child. What is the secret of the monster?
Okay, so this is 1975 and is part of a whole bunch of children are evil movies.
Yeah, Damien, right? The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby, all these movies. There's all sorts of ink been spilt on why there was this particular child evilness epidemic in films at this point in time. The funniest one being, because people have birth control now, they're afraid of babies. Wow. Did you look at the surface from 50,000 feet to see that? Like, clearly it's probably a little more than that.
But have you seen this movie?
That movie, I do not believe I have seen.
Would you like to know who stars in it?
Who stars in it?
Lucy Carlessi, the mother, is played by Joan Collins.
Oh.
And the doctor is Donald Pleasance.
Wow. Those are heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. And at one point in time, Donald Pleasance was in the most amount of movies. Yeah. He actually held a world record for being in the most amount of movies.
And he's in other scary movies, too.
Well, Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a scary movie guy. No, I have not seen this movie.
It is called Sharon's Baby.
Oh, so we're going to hit every note here. because it's Rosemary's Baby.
Yep.
Right? But it's Sharon, which at that point in time is going to make everyone think about Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
Who is pregnant and killed by the mob of, what is his name? The Helter Skelter book.
Yeah.
Is about him. Manson.
Yeah.
Right? So they're hitting every note. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sharon's Baby. No.
There is no one in the movie named Sharon.
Nice. That's fantastic.
I don't know why they called it Sharon's Baby.
And it's not Sharon's Baby.
It could be if is Sharon another name for the devil?
Sharon, I think.
I don't
maybe
think
is.
Sharon.
Maybe.
Sharon.
Yeah.
Like your sister.
Yeah.
Is she the devil?
No.
No.
She's very nice.
She's very nice. The other name that it went by in Europe was I Don't Want to Be Born.
Wow. Again, hitting right on those themes.
Or The Monster.
The Monster.
But the best part of this movie is the depiction of the baby on the poster.
Okay.
All right. And I'm now going to hand you a picture of the poster.
Wow. Okay.
Describe what you're seeing.
Okay. So John Green has a very excellent video on the internet where he goes to the Louvre and points out artists who have never seen babies.
Yeah.
Because
their depiction of babies are so weird.
Their depiction of babies in medieval art was to try to show the adult Jesus as a baby.
But that's not what's going on here. This is not a man baby.
Hold on. This is another instance of never seen a baby. Because not only does this baby have no head.
No.
It has a fist for a head.
Yes.
That is holding the longest pair of bloody scissors I've ever seen in my life. So it is a baby's.
It's a nude baby from the shoulders down.
Shoulders down, and then a giant fist
for
as
a
the head.
With bloody scissors in its hand.
I have to see this movie.
I couldn't find a screenshot of the baby in the movie. Like, I don't know if it's ever actually depicted as having a fist for a head in the movie.
Conceived by the devil, only she knows what her baby really is. Is it like...
Fist head baby?
Or is that supposed to be her fist and she's stabbing the baby?
No, it's clearly coming out of that body.
Yeah.
We'll post the poster.
Oh, the poster is bad. That's fantastic.
In every language, in every version, under every title, Fist Head Baby is always on the poster.
Wow.
So that's one for me.
That's one for you.
Woo!
Wow. Fist Head Baby.
If you watch it, tell me who Sharon is.
Yes, I will.
Because her name is Lucy. I don't know who Sharon is.
Yeah. So, Maniacs, that brings to an end this
The Cornish
episode.
Mystery.
The Cornish Mystery.
As mentioned earlier, we will not have an episode next week
2
because
weeks,
we will be in Canada.
July 29th, we will have in our next episode, The Disappearance of Mr. Davenheim, which I love.
We always say that.
And then we will also take another week off because I have Gen Con coming up, and I think I need Gen Con more than ever this year.
And we got to move a kid to grad school.
And we got to move a kid to grad school. And then we will return on the 12th of August with The Double Sin.
Yes. In the meantime, if you've got fun questions that you want us to answer that all of you can answer too, and we can have conversations about them, that would be awesome. Send them along.
And some of you, the sort of observant ones of you already knew my mother had passed and had sent condolences. But thank you all for listening. And this was exactly what I needed today. And I love you all, and hug or give your mom a call today.
Absolutely.
If you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So. On that note, from me and my happy butt.
Yes.
Bye, Maniacs.
Bye, Maniacs. Thanks for joining us on the Mystery Maniacs podcast. If you enjoyed our crazy podcast today, don't miss out on future episodes. Follow us on social media for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and exclusive sneak peeks. Subscribe, like, and share to spread the word. Bye, Maniacs. What does a DJ do anyway? Anyway.
Yeah.